The live-in foster parents will work with the team of child welfare professionals to ensure that the ministry standards are being met and carried out in the home. These homes are located in Sioux Lookout, Red Lake, Thunder Bay, Arrowland, Muskrat Dam, Satchko Lake, Fort Hope, and Lac Sewell. If you are interested in becoming a live-in foster parent or a foster parent with Tikinagan Child and Family Services, please feel free to contact 1-807-737-3466 and ask for the intake department.
Wazye, Buju. You are now listening to Kahkenuh Aweyuk, Everyone Together on TikTok Radio, hosted by Tikinagan Child and Family Services. We appreciate you tuning in to our weekly program every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. on Wawate Radio. Tikinagan is a community-based child and family well-being agency rooted in and accountable to the First Nation communities we serve. We are here because we want to protect our children, help our families, and nurture our communities.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are here with Betty Maud. Betty has been with the agency for several years in a couple different capacities. Today we're going to interview Betty for some of the experiences she's had throughout the agency. How are you today, Betty?
I'm good.
It's good. Okay, we'll start things off. Could you tell us a bit about yourself?
My name is Betty Maud, and I'm originally from Skowhegan First Nation in Manitoba. I've been in Sioux Lookout for 4 years. I am a mother and a grandmother. My adult children are all on their own. I have 10 grandchildren, and I'm Anishinaabe Ojibwe heritage.
Excellent. You have a big family, Betty. So moving on here, you were a live-in foster parent for about 4 years. How would you explain your role as a live-in foster parent?
Okay, as a live-in foster parent, providing that nurturing and being a caregiver for the children in care. Mm-hmm. There'd be, sometimes there'd be appointments. Yep. Whether it was the medical, like eye doctor, dentist, physical checkup, possibly counseling that may happen during the week.
Absolutely. And
on a daily basis, having the 3 meals and having snacks, and sometimes there would be I would plan an outing, either at home or outside. Sometimes there would be community events happening, so I would try to get involved in getting the children that I have involved in an outside activity.
Okay. So busy days then, for sure.
Yes.
So moving on to the next question, what are some of the benefits of becoming a live-in foster parent?
Knowing that I was contributing, mm-hmm. Helping, and while I was doing my live-in position, just seeing the children when they came, when they would whatever decisions was made when they were leaving, just seeing them becoming more relaxed. At the beginning, they would be, that fear, being scared, because I'm a new person and a whole new setting for them. And then as time went on, I really, really enjoyed seeing when they would relax, they would have that humor. They would start laughing. They would start doing little silly things. And just to see that, showed me that they were being more comfortable, because that was my goal, was to make it a safe and a safe environment for them. Yep. To ease things, and just to see that laughter, that humor, and more at ease, more trusting, and being themselves, like, coming out and being themselves. And
Excellent. So as soon as they get past that first initial stage of fear and the stage of unknown, you start to see their real personalities. What kind of impacts did you see?
They would offer to help. Like they would ask me, Betty, do you need anything done? Or sometimes they would take the initiative, to see that their involvement, like even with the meal planning.
Yep.
And there were little steps at the beginning and offering to help, like, wow.
Yep.
And sometimes they would just, like I said, they would take the initiative and just being at ease. Whenever it was the shopping once a week, I would get them to write a list of things that they liked. And so I would implement it with our grocery list. So getting them involved in things like that really, really made them feel important, and that their input was important too.
Absolutely. So the days are very busy at the group homes usually. Could you tell us the main difference between a foster parent and a live-in foster parent for the agency, Betty?
Okay. I'm not a foster parent, but I'm a live-in foster parent, and a foster parent is more long-term. And what I did as a live-in, it was more on emergency placing.
Yeah, okay.
And short-term.
Yep. So usually permanent foster parents are housing or caring for a child who's usually within the long-term stay, and live-in foster parents are usually supervising and caring for children in the short term.
Yes.
How does Tikinagan support its live-in foster parents?
While I was a live-in foster parent, the supports that I got with Tikinagan was during the week would be a weekly check-in to see how everything is going, if there's anything that I might need. So I really, really like that. So they kept in that contact with me. Mm-hmm. Providing training was a real bonus. I got to take like first aid, suicide prevention training, the FAS, and there's numerous other trainings that I've taken. So I really, really enjoyed that.
Okay. Chance for opportunity while being a live-in foster parent as well. Okay.
Yes. The live-in foster parent will work with a team of child welfare professionals and encourage the ministry standards are met and carried out in the home. Tikinagan will cover all living expenses in the home as well as provide a foster per diem. The live-in foster parents will receive respite each month.
So you get regular check-ins from the supervisors once a day or once a week to check on your supplies, and you have access to multiple trainings. Excellent. Anything else you wanted to add in there?
I'd also like to say, personal supports. Like sometimes, just for myself as a live-in, I needed, maybe there was a moment I might need some info, or just kind of touch base with what was going on, or
Are there other times when the agency supports with debriefing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Betty, what would your advice be given to someone interested in becoming a foster parent or a live-in foster parent for Tikinagan?
I'd like to say that knowing that you're making a difference in a child's life, you're playing an important role. There's a saying there, it takes a community to raise a child, and you are the community, and you are helping. Every child matters. And I always think of, with the foster children that I've had, it's riding the tide with them through the ups and downs, the lumps and bumps, I always say, and we get through it. And I walk with them through it, and every child needs that encouragement. They need validation. And you're definitely making a difference.
So in the long and short, it's a very, from time to times, it can be very stressful, but at the end of the day, it's a rewarding job helping and working with the children we service.
Yes. Yeah.
In closing, looking back at this later, what stands out most for you as a live-in foster parent, and what memories do you want to highlight for someone interested in becoming a foster parent?
Leaving a lasting impression. Because, as children do remember, and I use a lot of my life experiences and remembering when I was a child, and remembering who paid attention, who encouraged me. And with that, I would want to use that with what I was doing and what I did do as a live-in foster parent. Treating them equal, not ostracizing or putting anybody out, because children do feel that, and encouraging them with goals and visions, something that they can look forward to. Some of the older girls that I kept didn't really see far. They only just seen the here and the and the now, and sometimes maybe the difficulties they're experiencing. And so when I would spend time with my girls, and then I would talk to them about this term of the bucket list and setting goals, and for them to see something like the future, like something that would encourage them.
Absolutely. And
so leaving that lasting impression, letting them know they're important. And one of the girls that I had asked me when she was moving on if I would adopt her, and that just caught me right off. I didn't see that coming, and how touched I felt, that she would consider me that, like asking me that.
Absolutely.
And then when I was sharing about using my life experiences, and sometimes what would happen was that a time would come up, it would appear, and I'm just talking to the girls, another girl, and I would share some of my life experience. Whatever presented itself, and then that would be my time to talk with them, and they would just listen. And that young lady says to me, you know what, no one's ever talked to me like that, like to life stories, and that really encouraged her. I just seen a real sparkle in her eye when I was sharing. I don't try to not get carried away too much. Yep. Just enough to encourage them and inspire them, and goals and things to look forward to.
Well, absolutely. You're living in the same home with them, so breaking down some of those barriers and making them feel wanted, accepted, and safe. Some of those memories will definitely last forever, and thank you for sharing, Betty. The live-in foster parents will work with the team of child welfare professionals to ensure that the ministry standards are being met and carried out in the home. These homes are located in Sioux Lookout, Red Lake, Thunder Bay, Arrowland, Muskrat Dam, Satchko Lake, Fort Hope, and Lac Sewell. If you are interested in becoming a live-in foster parent or a foster parent with Tikinagan Child and Family Services, please feel free to contact 1-807-737-3466 and ask for the intake department. Thank you.